Hi, I'm Rich with Inside HPC. We're here at the HPC User Forum in Tucson, Arizona, and today I'm here with Wolfgang Gentzsch from the UberCloud. Wolfgang, let's start at the beginning. You guys won an award for something called the Living Heart Project. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. So the Living Heart Project originated at Simulia Dassault from basically the Abaqus team, which started the project funded by FDA in 2014 and developed the Living Heart model further and further, and also Abaqus into the Living Heart model, which is used now by a few hundred of members already, including Stanford. So Ellen Kuhl's group there. And we worked with one of her PhDs and did hundreds and hundreds of consumed CPU hours in the Advania Cloud, supported by HPE, Intel, and obviously Simulia with the software, UberCloud with our Abaqus containers sitting on Advania. And so we burned basically a few hundred of CPU hours on big computers in the Advania Cloud in Iceland. And that was the reason for the Innovation Excellence Award from Hyperion and the HPC User Forum Steering Committee.
Okay, and the basic idea of this is you simulated a living heart and how drugs affect the electrical properties of it. Is that what you did?
That goes exactly into that direction. So Francesco from Stanford did 42 simulations with 42 different drugs, which are known to potentially cause arrhythmia, which potentially then turns lethal. So there are hundreds of thousands of deaths in Europe, in America every year affected by that. And there are indeed drugs which cause arrhythmia, but in the beginning you don't know which patient is affected by which drug. So this moves into personalized medicine now. So far, most of these experiments have been done with animals and with real humans. Very dangerous, basically. And from now on, basically more and more, it is just high-performance computing simulations in the cloud.
So why the cloud for that? Why?
Yeah, usually, when you have a big project, you never have enough resources, right? I mean, you have something nicely usable for your average compute load, daily average compute load, and then you have a peak demand. I mean, like such a project where Francesco compared and simulated 42 different drugs, quinine, sotalol, and a few others. So then you need, in a sudden, huge compute power, which you get in the cloud. You could also, in principle, which we haven't done because we have consumed a lot of compute power for preparing this, for testing the model, and finally the production runs. They were just 42 hours for 40 hours for 42 drugs, and then 1.5 months of just big compute, and then Francesco was done with all the great results demonstrating which drug causes arrhythmia and which not.
Okay, and I understand you have a new project in the wings in a different area of the human health.
Yeah, another project which basically Simulia handed over to us, which was very nice. And this is with the end user NIMHANS, which stands for National Institute of Mental Health in Bangalore. And they do brain research, applied brain research basically. And they asked us to help them simulate how to get schizophrenia under control.
Wow. So you're going to use computational resources to simulate the brain and how the drugs affect it? Is that the idea?
So this time there are no drugs involved. That's even a more brutal method. They drill holes into your skin, brain, skull, and then they try to position electrodes near the origin of schizophrenia, and with electrical impulses, they try to moderate it down, to smooth it down, so that schizophrenia attacks disappear, and the patient is kind of as normal as he should be, she should be, and he can steer it with a remote control whenever. But this is intrusive, right? I mean, and it's not very healthy, right? It could affect blooding and a few other things.
Sure.
And again, here the Nimhans researchers and the wider community, they have they found out that you could even set the electrodes up on top of the skin, so not intrusive, but non-intrusive, and with the computer simulations, you are able to find the best position of these two electrodes on your skull, so that the electrical fields interfere at exactly the point where schizophrenia usually happens.
Okay, and this is the early phases of the project that you're working there?
So the first phase is done. It was basically a proof of concept, and everybody said, hooray, the concept has been proven, so it works.
Oh, great.
Right? Yeah. So there are, I mean, remote controls now which you can use, but again, I mean, you should really know the best placement, which, I mean, experimentally, this is more cumbersome with simulations, you know, with knowing the patient's origin for schizophrenia, which you can find out in a brain scan, CT, and so again, this one also moves towards personalized medicine or treatment in that context.
Well, Wolfgang, I want to congratulate you on that project, and first of all, your award for the living heart. And I thought maybe we could just do a toast to that right now.
Okay.
How about that?
Sure. Yeah. How nice. Yeah. Cheers to the community.